So let me get this straight. Lane Kiffin is sabotaging Ole Miss from the inside by backchanneling players through their agents and leaking contract details of other players to those players. Let's talk about it. If you've not been paying attention, there was a rumor out of Ole Miss that there were contract leaks, that players that had been at Ole Miss, who had been stalwarts at Ole Miss, found out that newcomers were making more than them. As a result, they were disgruntled and wanted to leave. This rumor very quickly came to life when their starting linebacker, who played 958 snaps this year, TJ Daugherty, quickly entered the portal. Right after that, they had another high-profile defender in Braylon Womack enter the portal. And sure enough, right after that, you had the guy who most people would consider to be Ole Miss's best edge rusher in Princely Umanmielen also enter the portal. And listen, you are not going to believe this, but there are some other schools in play. Some people are going to make pushes, but they're all three favored to go to LSU. If you guys know Spirit Ben, if you don't, he's the one that called Lane Kiffin a hoe. I bet you remember him now. This is his article. He said things shifted this week only after Kiffin leaked contract details through agents connected to Ole Miss transfer signees. He also says that now, through Daugherty and others that are in the portal, Kiffin is making a run at Harper, who I forgot to mention, as well as Umanmielen. Here's what I think happened. I think that Ole Miss realized without Lane Kiffin, we might have a little bit of a drop-off in portal recruiting, but we can't let that happen. We need to make a statement, and they kind of overspent a little bit for some of these guys coming in through the portal or maybe even high school. Back to Lane Kiffin, he probably gets word of this, and he goes to agents and says, isn't it your job to make sure these guys are well represented, well paid, paid what they're worth? Well, these guys who are newcomers are getting paid more than them. So naturally, the agent goes to the player and says, hey, you should probably be demanding more money. You should be making more than that guy. Here's the problem, though. Those players are already frustrated with Ole Miss, not only because they tried to sneak one past them and pay those other guys more when they don't deserve more. Also, Ole Miss probably doesn't have the money to pay those guys proportionally if they're going to pay the new guys what they're paying them. And that's not a knock on Ole Miss or their boosters. I'm not calling them poor or anything like that. I'm just saying they did not expect this league to get out. They did not expect to have to deal with this. They thought they were going to be able to pay those guys what they were paying them. So here we are now. Ole Miss tried to make a statement in recruiting. Instead, they are losing a bunch of their best defenders, and they are coping with the fact that they are replacing them with guys that have never really played, even if they were highly recruited out of high school. We'll see how it plays out.